I think even Jared and Ivanka are in very awkward positions, and I think she should speak out more than she does.
Maybe she should resign.
But, well...
Maybe she should resign. Maybe they both should resign.
A new poll came out. You've got 54% that aren't in favor of players kneeling during the national anthem. I come from a military family, so I fall in that camp.
Really, bitch? Really?
But ultimately, you are alienating a number of folks that would normally buy your brand. And I have a feeling if I know the folks that are protesting this, they're not going to buy Nike. Well, they're going to go to Reebok. They're going to go somewhere else to buy.
And you have half of the country that will continue to buy. In fact, I'm going to go out and buy some more Nike stuff. So I think the bottom line is...
But, well, you got half the country that voted for this guy. You got to remember, if the access...
Not half the country.
Not half.
Well, enough people to vote him into office.
Well,
right? We can debate...
And some Russians.
We can debate. The White House has struggled with leaks from day one. They've got people in there that aren't loyal to them.
Well, you know who the biggest leaker has been.
He is.
He is the leaker
in chief.
Well, I mean, I find myself oftentimes middle of the road, and I find that I represent so many people that don't have a home. There aren't enough people out there that represent me.
Are you sure about that?
I would guess today they are upset because they feel like they voted in Donald Trump. They didn't vote in the people that are serving underneath him. And so they would say...
Actually, they did. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but they actually did. When you vote for someone, you vote for the people that they bring in because you think they're going to...
bring the right people in.
And by the way, there are a number of very, very good men and women that he put in there, including my own dad, who I would say, because these two were thick as thieves, right? Michael Cohen once said he would take a bullet for Donald Trump. They've worked together for years and years. What was it that caused him to flip?
I think a knock on the door by the FBI.
That's right.
Well...
Amen, sister.
I think Donald Trump nominated Brett Kavanaugh because he is afraid of being impeached, and he thinks that Brett Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court won't allow him to be impeached.
And you feel like part of the reason he's there is to destroy Roe versus Wade.
Yes, I do, and that too.
Okay.
Both reasons.
And you feel that none of that is accurate?
I think Donald Trump is president, and as president, you get to pick who you want to be on the Supreme Court.
Obviously.
Yes.
And
has this administration done enough?
No.
To make sure that it doesn't
They've
happen?
done nothing.
I think that's the real
They like
problem.
it, I think.
Yeah.
Because it works for them.
I think that's the
I think you got to be careful when you say the administration, because there are people that work within the administration that take that very, very seriously.
Well, we haven't seen any guidelines.
Who should we talk about? How about the Republican leadership?
Yeah, we haven't seen any guidelines coming out of the White House.
Like Mitch McConnell, Paul Ryan, those guys. They do nothing. They've done nothing.
We haven't seen any
They're an embarrassment
guidelines
to this
coming
country.
out of the White House.
Maybe we'll get them on and we can have that back and forth.
Yeah, I think
well,
you're right.
I don't know if he doesn't care about Puerto Ricans, but
I don't think he cares at all, Abby.
Puerto Rico had a number of their own problems before Maria even hit. They were filing for bankruptcy. They had a power grid that was in chaos. So
that's because under the Jones Act, Puerto Rico has lost $537 million a year. The United States government has pillaged and raped Puerto Rico since the very beginning of time. Why wasn't the response for Puerto Rico a United States territory? The exact same. This president doesn't care about Puerto Rico.
I don't think that's fair, and I don't think it's fair, like yesterday, to compare him to a dictator. I think that is a dangerous place to be because...
I think it's too generous.
That's comparing him to a Hitler, someone that gasses their own people, that starves their people.
I never compare anyone to Hitler because I think that is something that is just unique unto itself. But I will say this.
But a dictator. They're all the same.
Yeah, I will say this. At the time that this was happening, he was more concerned with NFL athletes protesting and kneeling than he was concerned about what's going on in the United States. And saying that they didn't really die, I think that's very similar to the acts of a dictator. I stand by that. I said it and I would say it again.
Look, it's an easy applause line. And I think, but the fact that you had, you know, thousands and thousands of boxes of water, and you had truckloads of resources and food. It never ended up getting to the people that needed it the most on the ground in Puerto Rico. That's heartbreaking.
I'm so glad you
brought that up. And we need to learn from that. Well, everyone's blaming each other.
I am so glad you brought that up, Abby, because Puerto Rican authorities, local authorities, weren't even notified of its existence until April 2018. It's on federal land. This falls squarely on the shoulders of FEMA.
Where were the locals, though? What was their role?
They had just gotten hit by a hurricane. There was no coordination.
My point is...
That's where they were.
That's the problem, though. there was no coordination between the two. Dianne Feinstein had this letter where this woman anonymously details what she went through.
She asked Dianne Feinstein to keep it
confidential.
Private. Confidential.
But she still could have done that, though.
And she did.
I still struggle with why this wasn't brought out sooner. Did she say in the letter, or to who she gave it to, don't bring this up to anyone?
Yes.
In the Senate?
That's exactly what she said.
She said it
in the letter.
And what her lawyer has said.
Why don't we put Dianne Feinstein in jail? Because she didn't do it at the right time. I mean, who
please,
cares?
you know.
But
It's
I can
not
only
an
imagine
argument.
the conversation Kavanaugh had to have with his two daughters last night and going to school today. It's tough all around. But, you know, there are a lot
Clinton
of
had to have the
online.
conversation also. It works on both parties.
Yeah.
Why would they rush this process for somebody that's not only going to have a lifetime appointment, he's only, I think, 53, so he could be on the bench for another 40 years, could change the dynamic of the court and our judicial rulings for the next couple of generations.
Innocent until proven guilty. It sounds like you've already made your
this
decision about what happened here, and there's still...
I haven't made my decision,
It's important to be careful.
but we need to hear her.
It's just from your statements, it seems like you already have a take on this, which is fine. It's just...
Well, this is the court of public opinion. This is not a real court.
But there's still so much. There's still so much.
I don't want you to frame what I said like that, because I don't think I said that. I don't think I've made. I don't think anybody
right
has
now
made
Kavanaugh's
any
saying,
decision. And no one's made any decision.
She did.
That's
She
the
said.
thing. No answer.
She said, was there ever a night that you drank so much you didn't remember anything the next day?
Yes, but she didn't.
And he said
Did he
no.
say, I don't remember?
He said no.
He said no. But what she didn't do, Abby, is she didn't follow
Kavanaugh, a gang rapist and a monster and an evil person. He's been called every name in the book.
Legitimate outlets are calling him
I
that?
even think a Democratic senator called him evil or a monster or one of those
But he
things.
didn't call him a rapist.
Oh, I think he's been called a gang rapist. I just turn on the television.
Well,
I hear it all over the place.
You need to source that if that's going to be an
I haven't
accusation
heard that.
against a real, outlet.
What happened
He's
in
a
Hawaii?
liar. How do you believe that?
That's just because you guys can't stand the president.
No, he's a
he's a proven liar.
He's a liar.
And so
No.
what if he
He's going to lie about a terrorist attack?
I would not put
Listen.
that past him. And then
Guys.
I'm running around like...
Well, what if it was your son or your daughter or someone that's, in a place that they don't see it on TV and
I
they
don't
need to hear
hear
about
from
it?
We work for a TV network.
Yeah.
If there's a terrorist attack, we'll tell you.
Yeah.
We'll tell you. You know?
Jim Jeffries tweeted this one, presidential alert, yup. And
up?
this one,
Not you, no.
You up.
You up.
You up.
You up. It's like a booty call. You up?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. This one was the best.
But a lot of Republicans I've noticed over the years, they only vote in that direction, the correct direction, in my opinion, when it happens to them. I was thinking of Nancy Reagan, who all of a sudden
Couldn't you say that about both, though? I mean, how many Democrats rallied around Bill Clinton during those years?
Well, that's something different. I'm not talking exactly
No,
about
I'm just
that.
saying, in general, politics, it's politics, and you support the people that favor
But
you.
once Ronnie
She's
Reagan
saying
got
something-
Alzheimer's,
yeah,
she
this
was
is different.
pro-stem cell research. Before that, there was not a word about stem cell research. I'm just saying they wait until it happens to them, and then they do the right thing.
The rising trend in travel right now is going on vacation by yourself. Not just single people either. 60% of solo travelers are in a relationship or married. Is this something any of you would do?
What does it say about their relationships? It's not that clear cut. We did not have any evidence here. There was no one that could back up, no one that could corroborate.
And that
So
was
we're sitting in this place
But
where
is her testimony not enough for you?
I think they did a lot of interviews. I'm saying where we are right now.
I have taken a lot of crap about this topic.
As we all have. You
No,
can't
you
win.
have not taken a
No,
lot of
she's
crap. No,
taken-
you haven't taken. I'm telling you. Trust me.
Your word is not enough. I think it does so much damage, and quite frankly, that isn't the law.
Sonny,
You
what
don't
would you
need
have said?
corroboration.
There's no winning in this situation. There's nothing Melania
Not when you say
could-
something that's wrong.
Well, can I say something really quick?
I really don't care. Do you?
But
I really don't care. I love you. I don't care what she has to say. I don't care.
But Sonny, you are insinuating that evidence doesn't matter. And as a lawyer, evidence should always matter.
Testimony is evidence. You don't need corroborating evidence. You don't need a rape kit. You don't need witnesses, because oftentimes, guess
nobody
what?
there.
There are no witnesses during rape. So when you're talking about evidence, testimonial evidence is the very
going
bedrock
on
of our
here-
system. He doesn't care about women. In fact, I think he dislikes women.
Actually, actually think he loves women probably too much. I think this is more about winning.
Someone, you know, in his
bed,
arm,
in his bed.
But I don't think he has a true love for women. I know men that really love women and they respect women as a big part of that love. He doesn't have that.
Right. Well, I don't know that I would judge someone that way because I'm not in his head and I don't choose to be. So I found this to be pretty embarrassing for her. I think majority of this room right here is probably more Native American than Elizabeth Warren is. Even the Cherokee tribe's not wanting to claim her as one of theirs.
No, don't twist this.